let's see. I will try to explain some of the features that I was experimenting with the Assembly2 Workbench. This is one interesting feature. I created this assembly. Imagine this is a module for the master CAD. So here in test I have the same module imported by using the import tool in the Assembly2 Workbench, but if you see at the previous file, I hide all of the single parts and just show the maxed assembly. This maxed assembly is just is easy to create. Let's see. Here I have the complete module, fully constrained, and here I just press this button, the MUX button, and it creates a maxed assembly object. So I just hide all the other ones and left this visible in order to be able to import this assembly or this module into the master CAD. Okay, so I'm going to close this because I'm going to work only with using only modules, not the single parts. I know this is not the case that we are working in the last workflow, but it's just for I don't know, general knowledge, maybe, or just to show what I discover. Okay, so I have in the same folder, or I think the folder doesn't matter. It's just what matters. What matters is the source file. Here in the Assembly2 Workbench, we can see here in the property panel, we can see the source file, and here we have the path for all the imported objects into this file. I just have one object, so here's the source file path to open this object. I can change pressing this button. I can select another path. I will do that later. Okay, so here I have the imported module using that tool, and now here right click and I can see this Assembly2 option, and here we have an edit option. I click on that option and it just open the editable module. The previous module I show it to you. So here we have the maxed assembly. We can move this to see the single files, I mean the single parts. So for example, let's see, I want to change the size of the MDF board. Just do right click in the object and then Assembly2 and edit again, and it opens a third file, which is the editable MDF board. So let's see, let's change this length to 120, and Okay, I changed the length of the MDF board, and let's change the width also to 200 millimeters. Okay, so I did the changes into the editable single part. Now I save this file, and I can close it. Now here I go to the previous level of assembly, and I can update with this button. I can update every single part in the assembly. I mean, this process just verify if there is changes on this single parts. So when I press this button, this MDF board should change. Let's see. Here we have the module was updated with the new size for the MDF board, but we see the Maxed Assembly is not updated. So with this button, with this tool, we can do the same for the Maxed Assembly. So let's see. Here is the new Maxed Assembly, but it returned to the original position. So in order to see that, I'm going to move, and here we have the Maxed Assembly object was also updated. So now let's save this file with the needed options. Just hide the single parts and left visible only the Maxed Assembly. Now I can save this file and close it, and here we have the last level of assembly. This is supposed the master CAD, or maybe one kind of master CAD. So here I just have to do the same, update the parts that were imported into this assembly. So let's do this, and ready. As you can see, I am able to edit a single part in the master CAD without moving or constraining or nothing else. Just right click and Assembly2 edit, and just the same later with the editable, with the lower level of assembly. And finally I can change this. I'm going to return this size to the original size. I think this was 254. And let's see, let's do it again. So I save this file. Here update the imported parts, and then update the Maxed Assembly. Now make it visible. Now save and close, and finally update imported parts, and it's again with the original size for the MDF board. Okay, that's one of the interesting features I discovered in this workbench. The other okay, now the question is, how can we edit a master CAD already uploaded into the wiki? Now I will try to show you how to update a master CAD or a module using the wiki the uploaded wiki files. I mean, no using my local files. So here we have the tensioner switch file. I'm going to download it to this video test file folder. Save. Okay. And also this MDF board, which is a component of the tensioner switch here. So save the file in the same place. Okay, now go to FreeCAD and open the module. Now we look for the part, the object that we want to modify, to edit, and I just have to change the source file path here. With this button I can go to the folder that I created for this test and select the MDF board, which is a file that I just downloaded from the wiki. Okay, so open, and the path is updated. Now I can edit this part. For example, let's do the same change than before. I save the file, close, and update the imported parts. And here we have the part was updated. Here we can change the constraints. For example, show selection, select objects, elements. Here it shows which constraint, which faces are constrained with that constraint. So I can change or modify it here. For example, offset, it says it's -65. I'm going to change to this is minus, that's less, let's see, -30, and it's the object is moved to another position, so we can change, for example, the constraint corresponding to these faces. Let's see which is that constraint. No, that's not, and the last should be okay. Here, this is the constraint, so we can change the offset option. Here is increasing the value, so let's see, 85. Oh no, it's decreasing, sorry, 60 or 5. Let's see, okay, 50. Yeah, so we can edit a single part of the assembly. Let's imagine this is a master CAD, for example, and we are editing one single part. I know that Marcin was curious about the boundaries of this tool. I mean, what is the limit that we can change for this part or one single part, and the tool is still functioning, but I'm not sure about that at this moment. Maybe I think this tool is designed or was thought for little edits. I mean, not to replace completely a single part. It's just for minimum details. I remember time ago when we had to adjust the holes in the idler, the short idler part for the D3D printer, and the change was, I remember, was just 1 millimeter in the position of the holes in the Z-axis. I remember. So changes like that could be easily with this tool, and could be done easily with this tool. So I think that's the purpose for that. If we want to replace a complete part, not to do minor changes, I think we just have to delete the part here, or delete and import the new part and make the constraints necessary, the necessary constraints, and that's all. Okay, thank you, goodbye.